Hey everybody, those of you who have been on the Massive Action Plan webinar, I hope you thoroughly enjoyed it. Now remember, the best thing about being in business is there's no accountability. The worst thing about being in business is there's no accountability. And I want to run through just a few things that we covered during that 2-hour webinar, just to ensure you don't miss some of the vital parts. Number one, get organized. Create your own daily method of operation. Wake up, have some habit stacks. Do the same thing repeated so that it becomes a habit, a subconscious act. Number two, focus on income generating tasks. Don't go for those low payoff, easy tasks. Go for some of those high payoff activities. They're harder to do, but if you do those within your focus 15 minutes, do you remember that focus 15 minutes of activity? Do these within your 15 minutes of activity. I can assure you the harder things, they become easier and you'll get more customers more easily. So let's now talk about Focus 15 and how it can impact you when you harness the awesome power of the MAP tracker. So remember the MAP tracker, we have Monday through to Friday, we have your targets and what your achieved are. So on the left-hand side, we have activities, maybe make 3 calls, maybe make 3 connection requests on LinkedIn, maybe attend a business networking event. You have all of these down on the left-hand side. Now, on the Monday morning, you write down what your targets are. So maybe you want to make 3 calls on the Monday, 3 calls on the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. At the end of play on the Monday, you write down how many you've achieved. So if you set a target of 3, you want to be making achieved as 3. At the end of Monday, celebrate your successes. Don't beat yourself up if you haven't done anything. Celebrate your success. So if your target was 3 and you've achieved 3, give yourself a major pat on the back and say, well done. Next day, if your target's 3, do 3 again. The idea here is that through the course of a working week, let's say 5 days, if you've made, let's say 3 calls of your activities, you've made 15 calls in a week. Over the course of a 4-week month, that's 60 calls. And over the course of a year, that's 720 calls. If you do something often enough, a ratio will appear. And let's say your ratio is call 10 to get 1. If you've called 720 people during the course of the year, that would be 72 new clients for you in that year. If your call to conversion ratio is 20 to 1, you've still got 36 clients during the year. And if your call to conversion ratio is speak to 60 to get 1 client, you've still got 12 new clients during the year. But what did you actually do? You just engaged in 15 minutes of income generating task activity a day. 15 minutes. Go and spend time on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn. Waste your time if you want to, but just do 15 minutes of high payoff activity a day. It will transform your world. Now, what we're talking about here is a pipeline. Do you remember on the webinar we spoke about pipeline? The idea is to get as many people through into the funnel as you can. They go through the pipeline as quickly as you can. And the idea is to get a response. And that response will be yes, no, or maybe. Get them out as quickly as you can. We're going to go for no here. So if we speak to 10 people and we only get 1 yes, we're going to get 9 no's. Turn it around, get rid of the fear of rejection. We're going for no. You speak to somebody and they say no, celebrate that. Speak to somebody else and they say no, celebrate that. You're just going for no, going for no. And then we're going to use the MAP platform. Remember the CRM system? The idea is to put loads of people into your funnel. We get them into the MAP platform. We teach you how to use those cards that go along through automation. And then eventually what happens is you have ready-made emails in process so that during the course of a year, they've probably received 52 points of contact for you, but you actually spent only a little bit of time creating the automations a little while ago. And here's the big thing with sales that most people don't realize. You need 7 points of contact at least before most people make a decision to buy from you. So if you phone up somebody and they say no and you don't contact them again, you've lost an opportunity. And the power is in the follow-up and the power is in the automation. Keep in touch with people. Now remember, with our massive action plan, we had our webinar. 6 weeks later, we're going to get together for another orientation meeting. If you're not doing the MAP tracker, if you don't have a success buddy, if you're not following Focus 15, you have to understand we can't track what you're doing. So we can't improve what you're doing. And here's just a a closing point of this really short sort of reminder video. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing day in, day out, week in, week out, and expecting a different result. Now is your time to draw a line in the sand and say, right, I'm going to give this a crack for 13 weeks. And then we're going to show you in 6 weeks your progress. At the end of 13 weeks, how far you've gone. And I can tell you now, most people who follow this program achieve more in 13 weeks than most people do in 52 weeks. And at the end of this 13-week program, we do another, and another. It's all about focusing in those 13 weeks, in those quarters within the 13 weeks, in the months within the 13 weeks, within the weeks within the 13 weeks, and then the days. And that's why your Focus 15, your daily method of operation, and tracking on the map tracker is so important. So we'll see you in 6 weeks' time.